Download the Pod TV app to catch your favorite shows like Smoke A Lot Radio, The Connected Experience, On the Line, The Gangsta Chronicles, and Doggy Diamonds No Filter, uncut and raw, unscripted. Remember, it's the Pod TV app, you heard?
Up Radio with MC8. Steel and Big James has taken over the radio station.
Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA. Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangsta Chronicles.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the James.
One more question for you, bro, and I appreciate you staying here with us this long. You've been working with Dr. Dre for over 25 years, right?
Yes, personally and professionally.
Personally and professionally, right? What is it about him? I know what it is. I got an idea what it is, but what is it do you think about him that makes him so special above that upper echelon of hip-hop?
I would take the special out. Even though I looked at the definition of what it is, I think the special part, though, if I had to keep it in there, knowing what the definition is when he's not thinking for self and he's unpredictable in how he wants to give with no intentions. That's the special part. Then the other part is I wasn't raised with him. So I have to have an open mind every time I come across him, and it's always positive energy. I think what it is with my bro is if you bring something to the table and you put it in that circle into a conversation, you really have to be about it, know about it, and bring the history of how relevant and powerful it is that you're putting, meaning information in his presence. Right. Because if you're saying some shit that can't stand the test of time, let alone for yourself, and it's not, and how could you put this into his presence like it holds value, So know what you're saying and live what you know. And so if you don't, then he's not really enthused. It's a turnoff.
And that's why he gives you little ghetto boys.
Yeah, it's bad energy. He out of there.
That's why you get a little ghetto boy, because he was so detailed and so descriptive with it. It's like you watching a movie when you listen to some of them songs.
Listen, I admire the fact that, your ego and pride can act like I'm with this that I don't come from. But once you recognize that it's not your cup of tea and that's really not how you made up, and now you're tired of manifesting that personality or vibe or whatnot, when you don't find a way, I guess with Dre, like he's not going to do a lot of explaining why this and why that and why this, unless it's something about you where he will bring something special to the table or something personal from the table, or, from his perspective where, Cat, this and this and this and this happened, and this is why I was inspired, or this is why I did this. I get those gems every once in a while without having a long conversation. It's just the right energy and the right situation. You'll be surprised how it's going to come out. And if he feel in his heart that you're trustworthy, I think he's in his own lane, but, you know how it is. Like, I don't see 8 all the time. I don't see James all the time. But whatever you're doing to not be on the fucked up radar says a lot.
Exactly.
About how I can confine in you.
Right.
And give you a jewel or two And that's kind of like what I see with him right now. He's still fine tuning him. Just because you successful don't mean you still you through with learning or you through with going through shit.
I think he was smart enough to walk away from certain things in his life. Like you said, he knew wasn't right.
Yeah.
He got to that point where he had to think about. At the beginning, it's all good because this platform, this printout that you put in front of me sound like we there. So you drew out the right shit. But then at the end of the day, when I see your true colors, I see what shit is. Damn, is this really for me?
Yeah.
Is this the kind of shit I want to be involved in?
Yeah.
I'm going down with the goddamn ship. I don't want to be a part of this ship. And
because he want to be a human being.
Yeah, without saying names.
The ego and pride is thrown out the window.
Going
because
places,
if he was with that, he still would have been with the dumb shit.
Right.
I can give you an example, and I can say that because I'm just saying it from a consumer point of view. Just like when at the Source Awards, I seen how the audience of that entourage was responding when he said what he had to say. Yeah, a few that could and should or would spoke their perspective about, damn, I didn't understand what it was and why it had to be that when I heard the young man, the brother say what he said on the stage, they didn't know that was going to come with it. They thought he was going to get his award and go a different route. Right. So when that was said, and then I watched the cameras be put on the entourage, I've seen what that is, and it's not me judging. We know what that is. Right. It's pride. It's funny. It's the same shit. What I was saying with the gangbang, the same thing. When we don't want to point it out, ain't no men in the room. Everybody just gonna roll. Exactly. Because if it's an expression being seen, like you don't like that, and you got something to say about it, then you finna be done in a way you can't even imagine. What kind of shit is that? And in corporate America or just as a people, we looked at like, damn, where's the values? Who's a man? Who's a stand-up guy?
And somebody got to be. That's just the whole point.
That part. So imagine how many years that was. And the first man we seen that had to be a man was Andre Young. And I heard he wasn't an easy situation when he made his decision, but he survived. And you got to understand that man is a big brother to me because the OGs and big brothers of this music game and as a producer is the Slips, is the Pools, is the Dre's, is the Egyptian Lover, is the BattleCat, and is the LA Posse. LA Posse did LL Cool J shit.
Exactly.
That's Muffler, Durrell, Pooh, and Bob.
Yep.
And them niggas is still here to this day. And they got a better perspective with life.
Still got
all
bangers.
of them. So when I could have been encouraged to go the same way exactly where Dre was going when I seen him doing all that. I was just like, I couldn't judge. And I didn't gossip like a bitch talking about my perspective or my appreciation that I had for him. And then I seen this and then this ain't him. That's one thing I learned is to keep my perspective to myself. Now, I did have loose lips, but thank God it didn't sink my boat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I have to say that. I had to look at it a different perspective because someone can take what I say, and if they got a strong enough reputation with the person that I love, they can go and turn that shit around, and then next thing you know, he ain't feeling me. But one thing I do know, man, no man is my savior. You know what I'm saying? You not my God. If I bring something life-altering and disrespectful where you feel like you got to take me out and I was the cause of it, so be it. But if it's not, I really ain't going to fear you for shit. I'm not going to do that. And that's one thing I think it is with Dre, just to sum it up. He can't stand yes sir, no sir niggas. And you might get talked to in the way, if you don't know what you're talking about, that way. You know what I'm saying? Because if you study someone outside looking in, it should be enough for you to go, you know what? I only need to bring what is needed in this room if I get a phone call or if I come across the path. You know what I'm saying? Just do that and keep it pushing. Other than that, don't be having no question mark really with him like that. It's called divine order. So only thing I bring to anyone, 8 y'all, when I see y'all is that. Just like when I pulled up on him. My personality and my vibe was so free spirit. That's the first thing I say is, shit, I'm here. I ain't finna let y'all put an APB on me. That was an atonement thing or endearing thing to say that I appreciate the time y'all here, and y'all was sitting outside. So I'm like, damn, am I super late? I knew I wasn't because it was 7:30.
Right.
7:30.
Yeah, you was right on time.
But I wanted to show that as a form of greeting my brothers who are really taking time off for the individuals' lives to talk with me.
And as a term
you
of
know what I'm
respect to
saying?
you, we go make sure, I always want to make sure that at least one of us is here before the guests get here, you know, so we can ask them. And I always ask them, do you have any particular needs or wants? Do you have anything? Do you want? Some people might want water, you know what I'm saying? Some people might need that shit, you know what I mean? So, you know.
But that's what I love about now, besides the title of being Gangster Chronicle. I'm sitting at the table with men who are passionate with principles and morals. So that should be the new evolution of the gangsters that have chronicle things to share with the world. You feel me?
Exactly.
That's what it is right there.
That part right there.